Do you want to learn how to draw these adorable wildflowers in a vase for mom on Mother's Day or grandma or an aunt? Well, if so, you are going to need something to draw on, something to create your doodle with, and something to erase any mistakes you might make, and a marker to outline your doodle when you are done drawing. And don't forget the crayons, the markers, the colored pencils, or the paint so you can add some color to your awesome doodle. Grab all of those supplies and let's get started. So now I've got my cup. I'm going to come out of my cup and create my flowers. So the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of go right in the middle and make my first flower. So, and I'm just going to make these more like a group of wildflowers. So there's not going to be any real difficult parts to these. They're just going to be a little more like just a cool little cluster of wildflowers that maybe you picked. I know my son always likes to pick dandelions when they first come up and give those to me like they are flowers, and I will always take them. So I started up above the cup with a circle shape. So I've got a nice little circle shape. Inside that circle, I'm going to make a square circle, just kind of a ovally circle shape. And then around the outside, I'm just going to do some dots. And this is probably best to wait until you do with a marker, just to give it a nice little dot outline. And this is just a little design around the outside. If you were one of my students, I believe we did some flowers very similar to this, and then we did tissue painting on top of them, which is pretty cool. I do plan to show a video of how you tissue paint, but you do have to have special tissue paper to do that. So I just did some dots all the way around. And now I will put my stem, and my stem will come down into my cup. And I'm not going to go all the way down into my cup. I'm going to stop because I might do just a little bump of dirt or something there. I'm not sure yet. So I'm just going to stop my stem a little early. All right, so next I'm going to come over here on the side and I'm going to make one. Now this one I'm going to start with the stem. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the stem, and the same thing, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go all the way down. And then I'm going to go just around from that middle and just make some teardrop shapes or some tall, skinny, oval shapes that are at a point at one end. And since we're doing kind of a wildflower, you want these all to be different. You don't want them all to be the exact same size. You want them to kind of have different curves, this one's a little skinnier, this one's a little wider. Just try to make them all just kind of their own little unique petal. And that just helps make your picture just look a little more complete. Gives it a little more of a wildflower vibe. My marker is dying. It's time for a new one. Always time for a new one, I feel. I go through a lot of markers, if you can't imagine. All right, so I've got one here, and now I'm going to do one here. And the one I'm going to do right here is going to be similar to this one. So I'm going to go ahead and make kind of like a boxy round shape. So not quite a circle, just a little more square. I will bring that stem in at a little bit of an angle. You kind of want these to come in at an angle because they are growing out. And then I'm going to do kind of a box here in the middle, just a little circle oval shape. And you can decorate these however you want. You do not need to copy me. Make them your own flowers. Maybe mom or grandma or aunt, maybe they have certain flowers that they really, really like that you want to kind of do. So that one kind of looks like a candy, like a peppermint, and I'm going to put a couple dots there. And wildflowers are all so crazy and different. You can really kind of decorate these to look however it is that you want. So now I'm going to go ahead and do some of my taller flowers in my cup. So I'm going to come all the way up here, and in this section right here, I'm going to make a big, skinny, tall U shape. So I've got that nice tall U, and then before I do anything else, I'm going to come down with my stem, and I want it to just try to fall right in between those two there. So it's just a nice way to kind of fill in that gap. Now I'm going to draw a line going all the way across, just a curved line to connect that top. So now I've got this whole shape here. But I'm going to then go back and I'm going to bring up the tops of my ends. So notice how I bring them go up a little bit taller. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to make a couple more lines here on my flower. So now I've kind of broken it up into 4 sections. And at the ends, I'm going to do some black dots. It's a little bit bigger than the dots that I did down here. Those are a little skinnier. And now I've got another little flower. And since I've got some room up here, I'm going to go in and add in a little petal. A little petal there. And I could come down here and add a petal, but I'm going to wait because I could also add little sprigs of maybe baby plants that haven't quite grown yet in that area also. So now I am going to come over here to this side and we are going to make a very rounded, kind of a V shape almost, so not quite as U as that one. And I'm going to go through that plant, that little plant there, and I'm going to make my stem go in there. And then we are going to curve, but I'm going to keep going with my curve. So I'm going to make this swirl to make it kind of like a tulip or a rose or something a little more natural, something we're a little more used to. And I'm going to add a little side leaf there. And then I think I want to do maybe like one more major one. So I'm going to come down here and go straight down. And then off of this end here, I'm going to go through and just kind of do half of one of these. So it just looks maybe like a half of a flower here. So nothing super crazy. I'm just going to curl around there. So I'm going to have 5 petals coming off of that one. And just like this one, make them different. This is just to kind of balance it out. We have the 2 circles here, we have those there, and that just kind of gives it balance. And these 2 are about the same shape, but they're different. So it kind of just helps balance out our adorable little flowers. So now I'm going to go to the front of my cup here. I'm going to give it a nice heart since it is Mother's Day. And maybe on your cup you can write Happy Mother's Day. Decorate it however you like. I'm going to come down in here now and I'm going to go ahead and give a couple little bumps. And then I'm going to do another kind of a little row of bumps here in the back for some more dirt. That way it looks like it's actually kind of in the dirt itself. So I've got 2 little rows of dirt. Dirt's never perfectly flat. No matter how hard we try to make it, it's always a little bumpy. Now I'm going to go through and kind of add in just some little extra sprigs, and they can just go into that middle section. So this is going to kind of be like a heart. So I'm going to do a sprig there, and then I'm going to do a little sprig here. Maybe that's like the starter plant. Maybe that's one of these guys starting to grow. I can now go in and add in little side petals or leaves for my bigger flowers here and kind of help make them look a little more complete. Look at that. I love it. So now I'm going to add in a table or just a line to ground my picture. And there are my adorable Mother's Day flowers. Now we need to do the fun part, which is color. So I'm going to grab my markers and my crayons, and we are going to go ahead and add some color to these adorable little wildflowers. And I hope that you did something special to yours to make them look wonderful for mom or grandma. So let's go ahead and grab those supplies and get coloring. Look at how cute our wildflowers turned out. I hope that you decorated them and made them super special for mom or grandma or an aunt And don't forget, you can always take your paper and fold it in half and create a card and draw this on the front. Just because we can't go out right now doesn't mean that we can't make something special for those special people on Mother's Day. So go ahead and grab those supplies and have some fun. If you had fun doodling with me, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And I cannot wait to see you again next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.